The sleeping warriors of the Sortek doom world of Khorne have risen and wiped out the Imperial settlers, leaving their cities a burning ruin. Now these formerly bustling streets filled with Factorum workers see countless unliving constructs of the Necrons marching in victory. But a price must be paid. The heavy use of the technologies of the Chronomancers has weakened the wall that separates this universe from the immaterium of the warp. Taking advantage, a legion of Khorne's demons tears into reality to take out their rage on this world. The Necrons, fresh from conquest, are ready to send back these horrors, and the demons of Khorne lust for naught but violence. Let's play Combat Patrol. There's only one Necron Combat Patrol, so we'll be using Overlord Amon Tech, who is armed with a one-shot Tachyon arrow, a fantastic weapon, and his Overlord Blade, which has devastating wounds. The enhancement we're choosing for him is Overriding Control, which basically allows his unit to fall back and then shoot in the same turn, which is absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned. This is going to combo well with the secondary objective. We're choosing Treasure of Aeons, so we select one objective, No Man's Land, and we score 3 victory points every time we destroy an enemy unit that started the phase within range of that objective marker, or within range of the objective marker within my deployment zone. So that is going to be very handy and will help me control the game with a bit of shooting there. So I think that's a good combo of enhancement and secondary objective. Moving on, we have a Warriors unit. These are equipped with 5 Gorse Flayers and 5 Gorse Reapers. Similar weapon, just ever so slightly different. It's an odd combination, but yeah, we'll give it a go and see how these get on. Then we have the absolute lunatics of the Scorpec destroyers, all with hyperphase weapons, and they have a plasma sight which can be sacrificed to give them devastating wounds once per game. Then we have the obligatory Knoptech swarms, absolutely there, with an ability to get blown up when they die, lethal hits on their mandibles, and just basically there to be a pain in the bum. And finally, the army has a big nasty model here, the Knoptech Doomstalker, with its Doomsday Blaster, which thankfully has Blast, which is going to be absolutely fantastic for taking out blobs of Chaos Demons. So now I'm going to hand you over to Megan and let them explain to you about their army, the Demons of Chaos. Well, actually it's more like Khorne, really, to be fair.
Hi, I'm Megan, and it's the first time presenting on the channel. I am doing the Demons of Khorne, and my leader is this Bloodmaster of Khorne, the Butcher. It's completely unpronounceable, as they would have it, and he's going to be leading my force. For their enhancement, I'm using Incarcerated Range, so the models in the Bloodmaster's unit will get Lethal Hits ability on all its melee weapons. Nice, let's roll some 6s. I've gone for the default objective, Worthy Offerings, so I'll be attempting to slay my Necron Overlord to gain 6 victory points, 10 if my Bloodmaster does the slaying. We're going for a full attack here. The next unit I'll be using are, 2 units of Bloodletters with Hellblades. They've got no armor save, so armor penetration won't mean anything, but they do have a 5-up invulnerable save, so that's what I'll be relying on for them, as with the rest of the army. Next up, we have 3 Blood Crushers with Hellblades, and the Juggernauts have bladed horns to slice up the competition with. They're fast compared to my other units, with a 10-inch move, and they do have an armor save thanks to the plating on the Juggernauts. And last up, we have 2 units of 5 Fleshhounds, the fastest units I have, which move 12 inches. They are my only units with a ranged weapon, Burning Roar, which spits fire and ignores any pesky cover saves. The gore-drenched fangs of these good boys are also looking pretty good. How about we go back to Michael and check how we're setting up this game today?
Hey, this is the terrain we're going to be using. We've got the same terrain we've been using for the Battle reports this year, and we're going to be swapping it out in a couple, probably for the Orc terrain, I think. That would just be interesting. I've never actually played with that before. We're playing Sweeping Raid today, so that's all about controlling objectives, and at the end of it, you want to be controlling the objectives in your closest to your enemy's deployment zone, with objective C and B being worth 5 points, for the player whose objective zone is, deployment zone is furthest away from this, and your enemy's deployment zone objective marker being worth 10 victory points at the end. Others are worth 5 during the game, up to a maximum of 15. So that's how we're going to do it, and let's go straight into setup. So as a defender, I get to deploy first, and I'm going to deploy my Canoptech Doomstalker, and I like to pop this on an objective because it's got a nice OC of 4, I believe, and it basically looks out over the battlefield and hopefully can score some nice hits with that big gun of its.
I placed my Bloodletters as my first deployment, and I placed them next to an objective behind the building because I want to be able to storm them forward towards the objective C, so that I can control something in no man's land, so I can implement Shadow of Chaos.
For my next deployment, I'm placing down Skorpek Destroyers. Now I'm placing them up further towards the back of the table, as it were, because I want to take on objective B. I'm thinking about that end game, and these guys are a bit faster than pretty much everything else in my army that can actually claim an objective.
Next up, I deployed my Blood Crushers, trying to copy Michael apparently, and get as far up the board as possible with them. They've got a 10-inch move, so they should be able to move up pretty quickly, as long as they don't encounter too much on the way, considering they don't have any ranged weapons to attack with.
I then deployed my Necron Warriors. Oh my word, I'm all over the place today, ain't I? Okay, basically the plan with these is I want them to shoot things that are coming towards my side of the board. I know Megan's plan, it's pretty obvious. They want to get forward, take out my objectives, so I'm putting my warriors in the way, and hopefully they can shoot these blood crushers off the board. I hope. I pray. Probably not.
Next up are some good boys that I deployed, the Flesh Hounds, and I've put them next to the Bloodletters. Hopefully they'll get further up the board than the Bloodletters will do and control more objectives, and hopefully with their ranged weapon of Burning Roar they can actually get to Michael's Necrons before they shoot me to smithereens.
Finally, I'm going to be deploying these Canoptech Scarabs. Now, they can't control any objectives. All they can really do is be a pain in the bum. So I'm popping them behind the Skorpek Destroyers, and I'm going to push them forward because they can fly. They've got a nice 10-inch move, I believe, and they're going to go just be a pain in the bum. Keep trying and lock someone up in combat to stop them from doing anything.
My second unit of good boys is being deployed next to my Blood Crushers. Hopefully they can go up the board at the same speed, pretty much, and control objectives together, and the Flesh Hounds should hopefully provide some much needed ammunition. Blah.
You forgot what you were going to say there.
Yeah.
That's okay. It happens. Are they sort of meat shields for your blood crushers?
Yeah.
Right, brilliant.
My last unit to deploy were these Bloodletters, and I don't know, the idea with them is basically to be something to stop Michael just waltzing in and taking the home objective. I don't know if they'll work, but we can hope.
And with that, let's go into turn 1.
So at the start of turn 1, I rolled higher than Michael to take the first turn, and the Daemons pushed forwards, all except the unit of Bloodletters left to defend the home objective. The Blood Crushers took objective B, and the second unit of Flesh Hounds, or good boys, weren't quite within range of the objective, but were close enough for the Burning Roar to be used. Watch out, Canoptech Scarabs. The Bloodletters with the Bloodmaster and the second unit of good boys managed to advance 6 inches towards the next objective marker. The Flesh Hounds hit the Scarabs with their Burning Roar with 5 and wounded with 3 of their hits. All of the saves were failed, so one of the swarms takes 3 wounds.
Over to my turn, and I move the Skorpek Destroyers and the Warriors up the board a little. I decided I'm playing a bit gingerly with the Scarabs. I'm going to hold them back for now and see how they go. Now it's time for the Canoptech Doomstalker to do a bit of shooting with its Doom Ray. Well, it's not actually called that. It's a big Doom Ray. It shoots the Fleshhounds, getting 7 shots and hitting 5 times, making 4 wounds. Megan, unfortunately for them, but great for me, failed 2 of their invulnerable saves on the Fleshhounds, and one of them dissoluted into absolute nothingness. My Necron warriors then attack the same Fleshhound group, hitting 4 times with their Gorse Flayers, wounding twice and hitting 7 times with their Gorse Reapers, wounding a further 5 times. This sent back another Fleshhound into the warp and caused one to take a wound. Moving into the charge phase, my Scorpec destroyers charge into the Fleshhounds on a roll of 7. The destroyers then attack the Fleshhounds 12 times, causing 11 hits and 6 wounds, which kills a Fleshhound from this squad, first one from this squad to die, and wounds another.
The Fleshhounds did not like that and used their gore-drenched fangs with 12 attacks, hitting 5 times and causing 3 wounds, taking 1 destroyer down to 1 wound left. So, at the beginning of turn 2, the Demons controlled 2 objectives and therefore scored 10 victory points. The Bloodletters moved around the combat further on the objective. Wonder what they might be doing. My Blood Crushers moved up the board towards the furthest objective, but I admit I forgot to advance them, and the Fleshhounds moved towards the Necron warriors. The Fleshhounds used their Burning Roar against the warriors, hitting 3 times and scoring a single wound, killing a warrior. The Fleshhounds then charged the warriors, who used Overwatch, hitting 5 times but failing to wound on any of those hits. Better luck next time. In Change of Heart, Bloodcrushers attempt a charge to join the warriors and Fleshhounds in their melee, but failed the roll and the reroll when I used a command point. Oh well. The Bloodletters then charged the Scorpec destroyers, no surprises there, and got into the combat. First up we had the Fleshhounds attacking the Necron warriors. They managed to attack 9 times, scoring 7 hits and 6 wounds, which killed off 4 warriors. I chose to attack with the Bloodmaster attached to the Bloodletters next, and out of 5 attacks and 5 hits, I got 3 wounds, wiping out the destroyers in a devastating sweep of his blade. The Bloodletters then consolidated around the objective.
The warriors then strike back, hitting with 3 and causing 2 wounds, which kills a single Fleshhound and left another on a single wound. The Overlord then attacks, hitting 3 times, causing 2 wounds, one of which is devastating, killing the injured Fleshhound, while the other fails to pass through the Gorehound's invulnerable save. At the beginning of my turn, I'm just in control of 1 objective, so scoring me 5 victory points. The Scarabs there, if you can see in the top there, may have made a move flying towards the Bloodletters on objective C after regenerating their lost wound. The Warriors meanwhile regenerated 3 warriors back into their squad. The Doomstalker then blasts the Bloodletters and objective A, getting 8 shots, hitting with 6 and scoring 5. He rolled 5 for the shot, then +1 for, well, d6 +1, and then 2 extra for blast. So 5 wounds were caused. The Bloodletters saved most of them and lost a single demon back to the wall. The Scarabs then charged the Bloodletters, aiming to delay them reaching our deployment zone and attacking first. They score 1 lethal hit and 4 other hits. The Bloodletters lose 4 of their numbers to these pesky little Scarabs. Excellent.
The Lone Gorehound then attacked warriors, hitting them a total of 3 times and wounding twice, which managed to kill 2 warriors.
Damn! The warriors then strike, hitting 5 times but only scoring a single wound, which the Gorehound ignores. The Overlord then attacks, hitting it 4 times but only wounding twice. And again, the invulnerable scave just didn't fail. Yeah, okay, yeah.
The Bloodletters retaliated, striking the Scarabs 12 times and scoring 9 hits. 7 of them hit with wounds and wiped out the Scarabs thanks to the 2 damage each that they inflict. Sorry, Michael. At the start of their turn, the Demons control 2 objectives for 10 victory points, giving them 20 in total to the Necrons 5. The Blood Crushers now rampage towards the Doomstalker, whilst some of the Fleshhounds look to join the lone Gorehound in his combat with the Warriors and Overlord. Going straight into charges, the Blood Crushers charge the Doomstalker and the Fleshhounds charge the Warriors, both making it into the combats. The Blood Crushers attack first, striking the Doomstalker with the bladed horns 12 times, making 7 hits and scoring 3 wounds, of which 2 go through, taking 4 wounds off the Doomstalker due to the lance giving them extra damage when they charged. The Blood Crushers' Hellblades then hit 3 times, wounding twice, but both of these are saved by the Doomstalker. The 4 charging Fleshhounds attack the Warriors, scoring 6 hits, which cause 5 wounds and end up killing 2 of the Warriors.
Yeah, in fairness, that was actually really unlucky on your part. You've got that -1 from the Gore-drenched fangs, and my Warriors just made saves. Like I was mad. They were good at making saves in this game. Meanwhile, the Doomstalker hits back with its limbs all missing, so it's just flailing around there, going like a Tyrannosaurus Rex that just can't reach anything.
My arms are too small. The lone Gorehound then took his 3 attacks, scoring 2 hits, both of which wounded, killing 2 Warriors. That was a bit more lucky this time.
Okay, you may have noticed that this photo doesn't reflect what we just said, but that's because I forgot to take a couple of photos because Lindsay just walked in anyway. But what's happened here is before this turn came up, the Warriors then struck back at the larger group of the Fleshhounds. They basically, the Warriors then hitting once, failed to wound. The Overlord then attacked with 4 of his devastating attacks, wounding twice with an additional devastating wound. And 2 dead Fleshhounds ended up from the newly charged unit. So then this leads into my turn, and basically the Necrons actually don't control any objectives because those Blood Crushers are higher OC for the free than my single Doomstalker, so they now control that objective. So I'm only still stuck on 5 points. The Warriors regenerate a single warrior, and the Doomstalker regenerates 3 wounds, so it's only on 1.
We're all locked in combat, so the larger of the Fleshhound units attack the Warriors, hitting 5 times and wounding 4 times, killing 2 Warriors. They're going down.
The lone warrior hits but fails to wound. The Overlord then strikes 4 times, hitting with 3, wounding with all 3, and kills both of the Fleshhounds in the bigger unit. So they are gone, leaving just that lone Gorehound again.
The Blood Crushers hit with their Juggernaut's bladed horns first, with their 9 hits. From 12, they score 5 wounds, which loses the Doomstalker 2, and then the Hellblade strike, hitting 5 times, causing another 2 wounds, one of which takes off 2 more health from the Doomstalker, leaving him on only 7 wounds.
To be honest, this is pretty much the end of the turn. The Doomstalker hits back with its limbs, hits twice, but doesn't do any wounds, so it's again flailing around doing nothing.
At the beginning of turn 4, the Demons control 3 objectives for 15 points, getting them a score of 35 to the Necrons 5. Both squadrons from the Bloodletters advance up the board, and the squad from Objective A moved towards Objective C, and the squad that was there previously moved towards Objective D and the melee that is fighting there. Those Bloodletters then charge the Doomstalker and attack it first with the Bloodmaster, who hits the Doomstalker 5 times and causes 4 wounds, resulting in 3 wounds, which does 9 damage on the Doomstalker, taking away its last wounds. But the Doomstalker's not finished. It explodes in a shower of metal and causes 3 mortal wounds on all of the units within 3 inches, killing all but 2 of the Bloodletters and leaving the Bloodmaster and the Bloodletters on Blood Crushers even on 1 wound apiece.
I get some revenge.
Yeah, revenge.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Blood Crushers consolidate towards the 2 remaining Necrons, while the last 2 Bloodletters and the Bloodmaster go to hold the objective, hoping with some big points at the end of turn 5.
The Warrior and Overlord then attack the Gorehound. The Warrior misses, the Overlord hits and does 4 hits in total, and 3 wounds, killing the Gorehound, and they consolidate towards the Blood Crushers. At the beginning of my turn, the Necrons score 0 points, so they're still on 5 points, but they do regenerate 3 more Warriors. The Overlord then uses his Tachyon arrow against the Blood Crushers, which kills one of them outright after it fails its invulnerable save. The Warriors then fire their Gorse weapons, wounding twice after 6 hits, but the Juggernauts resist the beams of Gorse energy. The Overlord then looks his adversary square in the eye, points his finger towards them and says, "Now," and orders his warriors to charge. But they roll a double 1.
Oops. So this is how it's looking as we enter turn 5. And to start the turn, the Bloodletters take Objective C with ease. It's like they own the place. Meanwhile, the Blood Crushers charge the Necrons, showing them what a successful charge roll looks like. Michael? They attack with their Juggernaut's bladed thorns, hitting 4 times and wounding just once, but the wounded warrior survived. They then attack with their Hellblades, hitting twice and causing a single wound, but the Necrons resist the damage. That didn't work so well.
The Warriors hit back, landing 3 hits, but causing no wounds whatsoever. The Overlord then strikes and gets 4 hit, wounding 3 times. The Blood Crushers fail both invulnerable saves, and that kills them, and yay! It's sort of becoming, maybe things can turn around for me. And then we're heading into my turn. So at the start of turn 5 for myself, the Necrons, we're left with no ability to score any of the objectives we need to, so my aim is now just total destruction. The Warriors move towards the Bloodletters and Bloodmaster and fire their Gorse weapons, getting 7 hits and wounding 5 times, which manages to kill the last 2 of that squad's Bloodletters, leaving just the Bloodmaster on 1 wound. My Warriors then charge, but fluff it, coming up just short. Is this the end of the game? Nope, I use a cheeky little reroll, and I managed to get into combat with all of them. Obviously all of them. We're there. The Warriors strike 3 times and hit once, but the Bloodmaster resists it. The Overlord then strikes, and he lands 3 of his hits, wounds with 2 of them. Oh my god, the Overlord's invulnerable save prevented his own destruction, so crikey. I can't even land a moral victory.
The Bloodmaster lashes out and lands 5 hits, managing 3 wounds and killing 3 of the Necrons warriors, but not managing to wipe him off the board.
So at the end of turn 5, the Demons control Objective C, scoring 5 points, but my Necrons control D, and thus the Demons don't score it. So that means the Demons only win 40 to 5 instead of 50 to 5.
Blood for the Blood God!
Oh, that was not great for me. Just don't seem to be very good at this game, do I? But I'm having fun, and that's what counts. Demons, Necrons, bit of an odd combo. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot of Demons being played these days. I mean, maybe that's just because I've not got a codex out, but I never saw them played in 9th either. But again, local scene, I don't see a lot of Demon players, but it was fun. Definitely want to play with the Demons again. Necrons, ooh. But that's my army. That's been my army for quite some time. The past year, I've been playing mostly just Necrons, and they haven't done that well at all. Anyway, so that was sorry we were late. We went to get one out from June, but there was decorating the house, and it just didn't quite get done. So we're going to be back, hopefully in a couple of weeks, with another one. I've got Chaos Space Marines ready to make their debut. Maybe Custodes, not sure. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like that smash button and, do all the normal things. Subscribe, comment stuff, feed the algorithm stuff. It's all cool. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Keep rolling those dice and keep having a lot of fun, guys. Bye-bye.